Okay, let's explore something that I think a lot of us feel, right? That real deep personal tension,
Mm.
between wanting to give that unconditional love, but also, gosh, needing to protect our own peace, setting healthy limits.
Yeah, it's such a common struggle, a really relatable feeling.
It really is, and it's exactly what we're diving into today.
Absolutely. And that's precisely why Lysa TerKeurst's book, Good Boundaries and Goodbyes, Loving Others Without Losing the Best of Who You Are, has struck such a chord.
That's the one.
Yeah, it came out November 2022 and shot up the charts, a #1 New York Times bestseller.
Wow.
Especially, it seems, connecting with women of faith who are navigating these really complex relationship dynamics.
And what's interesting is her background,
Yep.
isn't it? It's not just academic.
No, not at all.
She's uniquely qualified because this book comes from such a deeply personal place. She didn't just theorize about this stuff.
Right.
It really grew out of her own incredibly painful journey. Years of what she calls emotional trauma, betrayal, lies, and, well, ultimately, the end of her marriage after 29 years.
Such a difficult experience.
Exactly. And it was through that, that she reached this kind of liberating realization. And sometimes love actually requires letting go.
Which is a hard thing to accept sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
So our mission really in this deep dive is to unpack how TerKeurst guides you through creating boundaries.
Okay.
Boundaries that aren't just like practical tips, but are biblically grounded. Rooted in this idea that, well, even God demonstrates healthy limits and discernment.
That's a fascinating angle.
It is. And her goal is helping you protect your emotional, your spiritual, even your physical health. And importantly, doing it without feeling guilty or selfish or, unloving.
Which is often the biggest hurdle, right? The guilt.
Exactly. So think of this chat as maybe a crucial shortcut to understanding this really complex, often challenging intersection of faith and self-care.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up our thoughts on this deep dive, we've really explored this powerful idea that TerKeurst puts forward. Boundaries are not meant to shove love away, which is what you might think initially.
Right, that's the common perception.
Yeah, instead she says they're meant to hold love together. And her own vulnerable story, the journey she shares so openly in the book, that really forms the backbone of these insights.
It really does. It makes them feel earned,
Yeah.
relatable and just incredibly impactful.
Yeah.
And it's such a profound reframe, isn't it? Because like you said, for many people, boundaries do feel like pushing love away, almost aggressive sometimes. But what's so interesting here is how the book just challenges that head on. It shows you that actually God supports boundaries, especially when they're protecting us from ongoing harm, continued harm.
So it reframes it.
Completely. It reframes setting limits as a form of stewardship, like how we manage our heart, our time, our energy, even our emotional bandwidth. These aren't infinite resources.
Right, they're precious.
Exactly. They're entrusted to us, not just limitless things to give away endlessly. And importantly, it's not just theory.
Okay.
It gives you practical tools. Things like boundary statements, actual phrases you can use, and red flag checklists.
Oh, useful.
Yeah, for recognizing genuinely toxic behavior. Things like manipulation, where intentions are hidden, or gaslighting.
Which is so insidious.
Totally. Designed to make you doubt your own reality. Emotional abuse, which just chips away at your self-worth. And even identifying patterns within addiction cycles. Really practical stuff.
And you can see why it had such an impact. I mean, #1 New York Times bestseller, that speaks volumes.
Huge impact.
It's clearly become this cornerstone resource. You hear about it in Christian counseling settings, church women's groups, divorce recovery circles.
Definitely.
It's positioned as more than just a how-to guide, isn't it? It's framed as a healing journey wrapped in scripture and grace.
That's a great way to put it.
And it seems to give people permission. Permission to let go without carrying all that guilt. And maybe, crucially, permission to value themselves the way God does.
Yeah, that self-worth piece is huge. And if we sort of connect this to the bigger picture, maybe zoom out a bit,
Okay.
it raises a really important question, I think, for you, the listener, to consider.
With that.
What does it truly mean for you to love someone without enabling them? And alongside that, to recognize that, and this is TerKeurst's phrase again, not everything broken can be fixed.
That's a tough one.
It is. It really leaves us thinking about the courage it takes sometimes, the courage to understand when actually goodbyes are sometimes the godliest decisions we can make.
Wow. A lot to reflect on there.